Can we get 5 big booms? Ready? Let's go. You do it with me. Let's go. Boom. 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 Let's go. Welcome. Welcome to the best podcast episode you've ever seen. I have a story for you. So, last time I went to a bar, there was this girl walking up, and she was like all cute and stuff. And then she was like, "Hey, come with me." And then I went with her. And then she was like taking her clothes off and like, whoa, I'm a Christian. I can't be doing that. Got calmed down there. So she was like, all right, well, what can we do then? Well, I was like, listen, I got my friend here. Let him have it. So I let him have it. That's what I do. That's what we do over here. I let him have it, and then I move on. Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm just messing with you. Like, dude, welcome. So, listen, I'm just going to I'm just going to kind of spitball here. Comedy is, it's fun. Like, sometimes I have moments where I'm funny. Believe it or not, this show has been so serious for so long, and rightfully so. I think about the deeper topics. I like to think about those things. But I like to try and be funny. If that was funny, let me know. Give me 5 big booms in the comments section if you thought that was funny. Like, I don't know. I try sometimes. I wish I kind of came up here with some like actual written jokes. Like, that'd be cool. Instead of just trying to think of something up on the fly. But I guess that's what we're doing. I guess that's what I've decided to do today. So we're kind of into that. So, like, I don't know, maybe one day I might do like an improv comedy show, like just to see what I can do, like just to freaking come out with some material. When you have a bunch of dudes in a car, there are no filters. It's basically full guns blazing. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can say whatever the hell you want. From gun violence to political opinions to wet dreams to whatever. Whatever you want to talk about. There is no filter to kind of, making jokes about women, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. Car full of guys, not guy full of cars. That would be weird. Car full of guys. It's probably one of the best experiences. I only had that a little bit, but like it was great. We were doing door-to-door sales. It's a funny little thing because how it would work is I would be driven to the place. We would go to like some town in the middle of nowhere, and there'd be like 5 of us usually, and we would get in a car together and we would drive over there, and then we would knock on doors in a town far away, because obviously you can't do it in the big city because most people have access to the stuff that we were selling in the city. And like, again, like the better leads were the people that were farther out, right? And even still, that you'd still have a day where you would go and you knock the door and everyone would just slam it in your face. I had a couple days like that. But man, those car rides were really the most fun of all of it. Like, the funniest moments would be like just a one-liner where like, what was the exact situation? I'm trying to think of the exact situation where it was like, I said something about how I had a wet dream or something like that. We were talking about something crazy. Some crazy stuff, and everyone just burst out laughing. And it's like, hey, you know what? We're all guys here. We figure it out, right? I don't even know what brought up the conversation. I think someone mentioned like porn addiction and masturbation and something like that, and then it kind of was brought back to that, and it's like, all right. And it's like, oh, how did you sleep last night? Oh, well, it's all right. I had a wet dream in the middle of the night, but it's okay. Like, I'm okay with it. So those were the best moments, man. And honestly, if I were to say anything, you gotta be like actually trying to make that happen for yourself. Like, actually do it. Like have a car with, like, do a road trip with just your guys and just talk about the craziest things. And it's like, it's just fun. It's just good vibes. It's good time. You listen to good music. Like, instead of door-to-door sales where you have to then go and knock on the doors, you then are split apart for the rest of the day. You should spend time actually enjoying that fun. And then there was one time that I was like, that I made people laugh, where I was talking about how hey, I made it to the lead. Technically, I'm a leader now. So if you need any help, you can tell me what to do. Or, sorry, you can come to me, right? Where it's like, this guy's like 10 years older than me, and like I'm basically telling him what to do because I'm all like, I'm all confident because in my first week I made so much money that I just raked it in. Like it's like, dude, like, oh man, those were the times, man. Those were the fun times, and I mean, I should have come up here with a little bit of material. If I was just gonna be a little bit silly, little bit all over the place, I should have come up here with some sort of a thing. But listen, we're just here to vibe. We're just here to chill. We're just here to enjoy it. Like some funny things, man. Like honestly, I'm watching a lot of baseball right now, and like I'm really into it. You know what I mean? Blue Jays, they're doing well, right? But I see so many funny clips of baseball, just crazy baseball plays happening. You see that one clip of that guy where he grabs the tape and he starts chewing on the tape, the tape from his baseball bat. Ah, man, that's fun. I think just stupid stuff like that happening is always fun. And when you see someone like make a huge mistake and it's just like you slip, like one guy loses the ball in the sun, he's shouting, "I can't see it! I can't see it!" And it's like, and then it drops, and then like guy scores the run, and they lose the game, and it's like, I mean, it happens, but it's good entertainment, man. It is good entertainment. That was a funny thing that happened a couple days ago. The Blue Jays backup back catcher Tyler Heineman came up to pitch, and it was like, dude, when position players come and pitch, I'm always like, hey man, dude, throw the ball, dude. Come on, man. Like they're instructed to throw it like as light as they can, so they do like they literally throw like a girl basically, and they have to even like okay, they're throwing 40 miles an hour, and then like the opposing team scores 5 runs, just crushes balls because it's the easiest thing to hit, and it's like those looping balls. But like they're instructed to, you have to because the coaches don't want you getting injured for something as dumb as like pitching when you're not actually a natural pitcher. So that was like super funny to just see him get absolutely cooked. And then like one pitch, he throws and he kind of throws a little bit hard. It gets to like 65 miles an hour, and I'm like, ew, he's bringing the heat. He's throwing some cheese. Like every other pitch is 40, and then they're getting crushed, home runs, base hits, everything. He's getting cooked. And then he throws like a couple. He goes a couple like little. He misses he misses the plate. He doesn't throw it in the strike zone. And I'm like, oh, that's the off speed. That's the changeup. And then he, eventually we get through it, and eventually the kind of pain ends. But after a game where they kind of lost by a little bit, it was pretty funny to see it happen. Even if I know that that's how it works, like, but like, dude, like, man, if someone were to actually try to pitch, that would be like amazing. It like the fun, like that would be the funnest thing. And sometimes it happens when a position player has to come in later in the game, like because they have no more options, not because like the game's already lost, which was this situation. If they have no more options and they have to bring a guy in because they just need to, that guy will be instructed to throw hard, like to actually throw as hard as he can because it's a win or lose situation. In that situation, it's like desperate times call for desperate measures, as you know. But it was something special, man. I'm gonna be honest. It was yeah, it was quite the experience, and it was a funny thing to watch. I actually went to a game yesterday. They actually won. They didn't get cooked by the Rockies, which are the worst team in baseball. They didn't get cooked. They did it. They won. They did it. It was good. It was a good time. Couple of nice plays. They didn't have any errors. Really, nothing crazy happened in that game. So I'm honestly chilling, right? I'm enjoying life, doing my best, right, and finding the good, finding the funny. You know what I mean? The funny within things, and I think I try my best. I try my best, but I mean, it's not always the best, right? You're always hearing like, oh, like what jokes do you have? Oh, women can't park. Oh, something about like alcohol or something like that. Like stupid when people like are blackout drunk. And I actually always say like it's actually the best to be sober. Like I don't drink, but I actually love it. It's the greatest. You get to go to a party, you get to go to an event, and you get to see everyone else get drunk and do crazy stuff where you just get to sit there and laugh and just have an enjoyment, like in a joyful night and an entertaining time because you're just watching people do a bunch of stupid stuff because they're so drunk they don't have control over themselves. and then you get to be the designated driver. I don't even think that's that bad because I mean you can do so many fun things as a designated driver. Like you could just tease like if these guys like if you're like driving people home that are like so drunk, you can just like drop him off on the curb or something. like you can just leave him there. I don't know. You could like tilt the car a little bit and get them to like go crazy and like freak out. You can do some fun things as a designated driver. That man, we got to bring that back. I think we got to bring back designated drivers. A designated driver for some reason is like it's like you're the boring one, right? You're the boring one if you're the designated driver. It doesn't have to be the case. Like if you're the guy that's sober at a party and you're watching everyone around you get just so drunk, it can be the biggest vibe. And it's even better because you get to remember it all. A lot of these people, they won't remember any of the stupid things they did. You'll be able to see it for the rest of time. And I once had that moment, exact moment happen where like my friend was so drunk that one guy threw up in a bowl and then my friend drank that throw up from that bowl and then he put the bowl on his head. Funniest thing, dude. Funniest thing. So much more funny that I was actually sober in that moment. Like it was such a good moment. But yes, I look towards jokes, and it's like sometimes jokes can be a little bit, like what you can joke about so many different things, but it feels to me that my joke catalog is like the same few things, right? My kind of things that make people laugh are basically like just in the moment, like a one-liner thing. Like I just kind of had that moment of inspiration. Someone says something and it just kind of laid up, like it was a layup, basically alley-oop for the joke, and I managed to land it. I'm pretty good at that. When it comes to actually making material, I struggle, and I'm trying to think of good stories to tell. But like, yeah, my life's kind of boring, but I guess that is the grind that we're on. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think like super fun thing that happened was Pokemon. Pokemon Day happened a couple weeks ago. I talked about it a little bit, but like the point is, they released the games, and they didn't release the games. They released the trailer for the games, and everyone was like, "Yo, these look sick!" And then simultaneously, every single person at the end of the trailer, they're like, "2027," and that was the funniest thing because everyone like in unison in the exact same moment they were like, "Yo, that looks cool," and then they look down on at the end of the trailer. It says coming out 2027, 2027, and like everyone is just freaking out. But a lot of people, to be fair, they actually recognize that it's a good thing because that means they're spending more time on it and they can make it better and they won't have like the issues. But it's like, yeah, I think it was just what's funny about that was the fact that literally everyone, me included, when I watched it on my own, I was like, really? And then every single YouTuber I watched that reacted to it was like, really? And so it was the exact same reaction. So that's what made it funny. That's what made it a good thing to kind of, I don't know, just laugh at and I guess appreciate. Appreciate is not really the right word, but hey, it's like it is what it is, right? So, I think hopefully I get someone else on the show soon. I wanted to get more people on, but honestly, my friends, I think sometimes they're just lazy. Sometimes they work too much. Sometimes we just can't get a good date together. But I think I want to get someone else on, and I want to have like a fun episode. Like if you watch the episode I made with Michael, we talked about a lot of serious stuff, but we also had some fun stuff. We played a few funny games at the end of the podcast. And that's kind of what I want to do more of. I want to do more of like games, fun things to keep you engaged and entertained in a different way. Like obviously we're going to keep, of course, talking about God and talking about the deeper things, right? But I also want to have a lighter side. I want to show a bit of the lighter side of me. And I guess today is that day. And I guess, why today is that day. But it's just, we're just going to be a little bit crazy. But I don't want to get too crazy. I got to just keep it calm. But hey, this is the best podcast episode you've ever seen. So, listen, like, pineapple on pizza is good. I think like we should really start to focus on the environment a little bit more. I think we should all be vegans. I think that would really help save the world. I think with all the wars going on in Iran, if we all became vegan, we would really we really change. I think the war, like I think really those wars would end if we all became vegans or vegetarians, like right now, like for real, dude, for real. Um, yeah, I'm just saying things now. I'm just saying, like, words are coming out of my mouth and it's just not making sense. Like, I think you guys get the idea now. It's the April Fool's video. I'm not even gonna just hide it anymore. Of course, like we all know, I'm just being stupid at this point. But I kind of do want, like, an all serious level, like a serious note. I do want to have like more games, more fun times on this show. It's better to do it with people, right? For me to do stuff by myself, it's cool. You can do a little bit, but you can do so much more. If I get like a wheel and you spin the wheel and you gotta do like a stupid challenge, or you get like the wavelength thing and you play wavelength, whatever you want to play, it'd be cool. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try my best. As I hope I made you laugh at least a little bit, like at least a little bit. Like, if you exhaled through your nostrils, that is a victory for me, especially as a guy just trying to find my way, especially on a show where I don't usually I'm not usually this funny. I don't really do many dumb things like this. That is more so reserved to my personal life. But hey, listen, gotta let it out a little bit. Hey, it's gonna be on the internet for the rest of the time now, so I hope you enjoy. Again, give it five big booms for every time I make you laugh. And we all have to start mogging. We have to start smashing our face. And I think that is the only way that society is going to be saved. Yeah, like that. We have to start mogging, dude. Like, come on. We got to start frame mogging these guys, these youths, these bums over here. Like, yeah, I'm not even going to say, I don't even know, bro. Do you mog? Like, do people mog? Like, are you a mogger? Like, please, man. Like, tell me what's happening. I don't even know. This stuff, like some of this stuff is just crazy. But point is, more funnies, more jokes. I'm gonna try my best with kind of the material I've been given. Okay, here's what I will do. Here's what I will do to end off this episode. I'm not gonna play any games because that's kind of really it for this episode. But I'm gonna try and make some funnier stuff. I hope that some of these stories made you laugh in some way. But if that, I hope it kept you engaged in any way that I possibly can. But, I hope I made this video so engaging that you want to watch all the other videos, because that's how the algorithm works. And that's how the algorithm thinks. But so that's kind of, that's what I gotta say. Hopefully, going to try and get some people on, try and make some funny stuff, get some good things going. That's the basic plan for the future. Don't really need to talk about anything else. The final story is I'm going to make it biblical. I'm going to tell like probably one of the funniest stories of the Bible. And it's like, it just kind of blows the mind, honestly. So Jesus has risen. He's risen. He's walked out of the tomb, and like there was a guy, I think there was a guy there. Like who, like it was the, like it was just a guy. It was one of the disciples. It wasn't very clear as to who, but it was one of, not the initial apostles, but one of people that followed Jesus in his like main life, right? So he came back from the dead, and then like this guy, he sees Jesus, but he doesn't actually recognize him. So he's like, hey, do you know what things have happened? And Jesus himself is like saying, yo, what things have happened? What's happened? What are you talking about? And then the guy is like, do you not hear? Jesus of Nazareth, he was the king. He was preaching. He was doing all these miracles. People thought he was God. And then they realized, and then they killed him. They killed him for it. But then the tomb's been rolled away. He's risen. He's not there anymore. Someone took the body. I don't know what happened. And he's literally saying this to Jesus. Jesus himself is standing right there. And he's literally like, buddy, like, hello, I'm right here, dude. I am the guy that you are talking about. For like, I don't know the kind of meaning behind it. Like, clearly he was in like a spiritual, different, like kind of spiritual form in the beginning, and then he turned into a form that was recognizable to the people around him. And then literally what happened is he went with these people, and he was literally walking with them, preaching them the words of the prophets and the gospels and all of that stuff, which is to say, like the words that he was supposed, like the prophecies of him coming back. And these guys, like there's two of them, they're just walking with Jesus. Don't know who it is. They just think there's this random dude. They think he's the gardener or something. He thinks that there's the guy, like he's the guy keeping watch of the tomb or something like that. And then they're just like, sitting there walking, and you can just imagine them just like walking there, listening kind of awkwardly, like, okay, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, like, yeah, Isaiah did say that in his book, but what does that mean, right? You can just imagine them walking because they don't realize that it's Jesus, and then only after like Jesus leaves them or Jesus breaks the bread, and then they're like breaking the bread and their eyes get open, they're like, oh my goodness, they realize it's like, oh my, that was Jesus himself. We're like, it's like face palms, like, oh, we're just so stupid. Like, I found that to be very funny. There is a lot of deeper meaning to it, as with every story in the Bible, but I found that to be incredibly hilarious. And like the other hilarious story was when John, in the Gospel of John, how John has to write that he outran Peter to the temple. Like, he had to include that. And that was subject to so many memes and so many funny videos that were posted as a result of that. But it is in there that he says that he outran Peter to the temple because he wanted to make it known that he was the first guy to be there, right? And I found that to be super funny as well. And dude, if I were to kind of make like a comedy thing, like maybe a 5-minute comedy thing, I would tell these stories and I would try and polish it up a little bit to have these stories be told. I would tell these stories that are in the Bible that are very funny interactions, and just like try and spin it and make it as funny as I can by telling it in a way that you can, right? Obviously without blaspheming God's name, of course, but I think God absolutely appreciates the funny and he appreciates the laugh, because they say laughter is the best medicine, and they say it for a reason. So I find that story and a few other stories in the Bible to be so funny. Like these guys, they literally see the tombstone is rolled over, and they look inside and Jesus isn't there. And they turn around and see Jesus, but they don't recognize him. And then they're over here like telling him, hey, do you know of these things that have happened? And Jesus himself is like, come on, man, dude, like, ye of little faith, right? So it's funny. And it all leads back to just, the main point is, it's like, that's probably what I would do. If I were to kind of make like a little comedy bit. I would definitely like tell these stories and spin it in a funny way. And it's not just that. There's this guy, the story of how literally like Jesus says that, like there's one time where Jesus says that a guy is dead, but he says, oh, like he sleepeth. And the disciples thought that he literally meant that he was sleeping. So they were like, oh, well then why do we have to go to him? He's sleeping. He'll be okay. Right? And then Jesus says, guys, like he's dead. Like he's dead. That's what I mean. He's dead. Like, so that happened. The first thing I talked about. So that's already 3 stories of like funny kind of interactions happening. And I think I could probably get a few more. And if I were to kind of get it together and put it into a little bit, I think that'd be funny. I think it'd be cool. Let me know if you want to see it. I kind of already talked about the stories, but I could probably make it funnier if I really tried and I really spent hours trying to make sure it was the right delivery, right timing, and practice it around people and that type of thing. So let me know what you think. Again, I'm sorry. I apologize for this episode. I'm sorry. This is April Fool's. I had a few ideas that I wanted to do for April Fool's, but I think the best thing I just wanted to start it off, be a little bit silly. I think that was really the thing. I'm gonna try to edit it a bit so that it's not so much of a car crash, but tomorrow's gonna go back to like some normality a little bit. But yeah, I had some ideas. Like I wanted to do a full episode in Portuguese, porque eu consigo fazer. But I just didn't. I didn't really want to do a full episode in Portuguese. Maybe I wanted to maybe also do like an intro fully in like some foreign language, like Japanese or something like that. Read off of something, and but that would have been like funny ideas. But I don't know what I would have talked about after if I had read like a Japanese intro and pretended like I was gonna do the whole thing in Japanese or something like that. I could have done the whole thing in Portuguese. Maybe I might in the future. Vamos ver, right? Vamos ver. Let's see. Right, let's wait and see. So, yeah, I speak Portuguese, but I just didn't really want to. So I guess I kind of decided to let's make just something silly, just something dumb. And I hope it made you laugh. It probably made you cringe. I mean, I'm almost certain of that. So I apologize in advance. Tomorrow, we'll get right back into the normality of the way these episodes normally go. But yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you like this funny angle, let me know. Let me know if you laughed a little bit. And I'll try and incorporate more jokes and try and make things even more funny. Right? As funny as I could possibly make it with my like limited understanding of all of these things. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want something deeper, a little bit more introspective, that is pretty much the majority of this show. Something biblical, some religious preaching, you got it. Something a little bit like just deep concepts, you got it. Ways to live your life, how to achieve life fulfillment, you got it. It's all over the podcast. This is episode 178. There's so many other episodes. So go and watch it, man. If you want to see those, they're there. There are a couple of other funny episodes. They're there. Check them out, right? The episode with Michael, super funny, super fun. The episode with River was also deep, funny, fun, everything in between. You can go check those out. They're in there. They're in the playlist. They're in the whatever. Go, dude. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. My mind is clearly all over the place. I guess this is what happens when you don't have like 3 hours of sleep, which is what happened last night. But even still, I try and keep it a little calm. But I hope you enjoyed it. So give me 5 big booms to end off this episode, and I will leave you here, and I'll see you tomorrow. So I will end it off with 5 big booms. The way I started this episode. Boom, 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 boom.